Good morning and welcome to my channel. I'm Gypsy Jan and I live in my car. I found a dirt road. This is Crown land and I'm just trying to figure out where it goes. ATV trails. Oh, the bugs are bad. I'm not so sure I want to go much further than this. This is pretty cool. I close my windows because I see the deer flies. The minute I slow down, they're like surrounding my car. Like, look at this. So, yeah, I'm not so sure I want to get out. I will be attacked. But this is all Crown land. This is pretty amazing. There's a creek. And then there's one on the other side. Isn't that gorgeous though? But yeah, I don't want to get out of my car. I don't even want to open my windows. I was looking for some place that I can cook myself some lunch, and this would be the perfect spot, except for the horseflies, deer flies, the biting insects, and the stinging insects. This would be really nice in the fall after all the bugs are gone. I'm just being cautious because there's some pretty big rocks in the road and some pretty big gullies. The weatherman was saying that we're going to have thunder showers this afternoon. And I don't want to be back in the bush because, not this far back anyway, because I've seen the puddle holes and the road was partially washed out up here a ways. So I don't want to get stuck back here because no tow truck will come back here. But I have no recovery equipment for myself. Yeah, this part of the road is pretty washed out on the one side. I can imagine that it's a freaking waterfall in a rainstorm. Let's see if I stop here. How bad are the flies? Yeah, I'm not getting out of the car. Not taking the chance, thank you very much. Those things would be horrendous. Let's go a little bit further, see if we can lose some of these flies. May regret this, but I stopped. I'm in this teeny tiny little parking spot by the railroad tracks, and it's meant for, I guess, for the guys that are working on the railroad. But it's a perfect spot. It's nice and quiet, and I do have to go to the bathroom, and I do want to cook up some tacos. I don't want to eat cold food again. I don't know if this stuff will work on the deer flies, but I'm going to find out. So, wish me luck. I might just be back in like 2 seconds. Okay, so I made some lunch. I made some little taco bowls. Very quick because the deer flies were getting to me. So, bon appetit. As far as I know, this is predominantly Crown land. I tried getting into Otter Lake, but it's a hike-in spot and the trail is overgrown. And I don't relish the idea of possibly getting ticks on me. Beautiful area though. And this is literally right outside of North Bay. I wonder if they even bothered plowing this road in the winter. What do you think? Is that somebody's driveway? I don't see any signs. Let's go check it out. It's hard to tell if it's somebody's driveway or I didn't see any signs. Oh, there's a bunch of cars there. The road looked too good to be true. But you never know. Sometimes they're logging roads. That would have been a neat road to go down though. Okay, so that was the North River that we kept crossing over. I was wondering about that. Looks more like a creek than a river. Thought just occurred to me. I hope I'm going in the right direction. I have a little bit of a dilemma. I want a gimbal because I find that when I'm doing videotaping, it's hard to keep the camera level and smooth. Now I've priced a bunch out and right now I just can't afford one. I do, however, have a cheap selfie stick that I picked up at Walmart for, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks last year. Now the thing about this one is that it does go like this. So I'm thinking that if I can make it a smoother operation, because it's kind of stiff, even when you release the screw, it still kind of sticks, so it's kind of jerky from the tests that I've already done. But I discovered that if I take out this pin and not lose it, this comes off. Thinking, okay, well, how can I file this down? I don't want to drive all the way across town just for a piece of sandpaper, but I do have a nail file. So I've started filing it down a little bit to try and get it a cleaner, like a looser fit, so that it will work as a partial gimbal. And this actually is working. So all I'm doing is just sanding it down. It's slow going, but I can get a little bit more precise this way. And then when I go to put it on, I can judge how tight it is. Now I do have to sand down the insides of this a little bit because this is threaded on the very, very end. But I find that I can turn it in 2 or 3 times and it'll still let it drop with the weight of the camera. But I just wanted a bit smoother operation because I noticed it was kind of jerky. I'm not ruining this in any way. I'm just finessing it because I want it to be a smooth glide like a gimbal. It still needs to work as a selfie stick, and it will, because when I attach it, when I turn it, it tightens it up so that it's really stiff. And when I want to use it as a gimbal, all I would have to do is just loosen it off till the final couple of threads, and then I would have that action. So I think the concept is good, and until I can afford a real gimbal, this might work just fine. I'm hoping it does. So we're at the Shaney Falls. I just wanted to try out this little bit of a gimbal thingy that I made. Let's see how it works.
And there you have it. Works pretty good. I mean, it's not a true gimbal by any means, but the idea is there. Makes things a little smoother. For some reason, all morning I've been feeling a little bit agitated and on edge, a little bit anxious. And I know why. It's because I haven't found a job and I'm having trouble paying my bills and my EI is running out. And it's very, very difficult to keep your spirits up when you've got that sitting on your brain. It's frustrating. Anyway, to alleviate some of my anxieties and what my mother used to call a blue funk, I'm going swimming. And that always makes me feel better. But yeah, I figured I would go to 4 Mile Lake. There's really no place to hang a hammock, which I would love, because it was a toss-up between going to 4 Mile Lake, where it's less likely to be crowded, or going up to Peninsula Road Beach. And if this is crowded, I'm just going to turn around and go over to Peninsula Road, because it might be a little bit crowded, but at least I can put my hammock up. I got my book, and that's really what I want to do, is just relax. Go for a quick dip. Okay, looks like I might have the whole place to myself. Oh, there's one car there. Shit. Yeah, it looks like they're out kayaking. So I virtually have the whole place to myself. The reason why I want the place to myself is because I want to be able to change my clothes. And in order to do that, I kind of would like some privacy. And then I might still go over to Peninsula, put my hammock up, and just relax for the rest of the day. It's Friday afternoon, so it's not likely that I'm going to get a call for any jobs today. Certainly not going to get interviews today. The water was absolutely phenomenal. So what I did was I just poured some of my drinking water in here, and I rinsed my hair out, and that feels really good. I gave my hair a good scrub, and I just used, to wash my hair, I just used a bucket and just dumped it on top of me. It's not very elegant, so I didn't record it. In the summertime, that's my favorite way of a sponge bath, is just coming down to this boat launch. And as long as there's not too many people around, I can change into my bathing suit, I can go for a swim, I can get all scrubbed up and nice and clean, and I certainly feel better for it. So I'm just putting some cream on my skin so I don't dry out in the sun. I find as I get older, my skin is drying out more and more, so I go through a ton of lotion, and I just put it on my elbows and my arms. It smells good. Yeah, I just used this. I just keep refilling this. I picked this up at the dollar store or Walmart or something like that, someplace a little while ago. It's a very soft, malleable, you may have seen them, and it comes with the little spout, and of course the twist off cap so you can refill it. And I've got, that's about half full. I don't know if you can see, it doesn't really matter. This is just a lot easier to keep than, actually I was just going to refill it, so I do have a big one. It's a lot it's a lot better to keep. So this is such a huge jar, and I just keep refilling this one. And that's all I do. And it's Vaseline Intensive Care Dry Skin Repair. I like it because it's like a non-greasy formula. So, but yeah, I just keep refilling this. When this is done, I'll go buy another one. You can see my shirt hanging there. And on the door is my bathing suit and towel. Oh, but I do feel so much better. It's amazing what a relaxing swim and just a quick wash will do for your mental state. And then I think what I'm going to do is head over to Peninsula Beach. There's no trees around here where I can put up my hammock, and I don't want to be sitting in my car all day. It's hot. It's like 26 degrees or something like that. And there's very few clouds in the sky, so it's very, very hot. So I'd like to find somewhere cool in the shade and then just grab my book, read, and maybe have a snooze even, just fall asleep. The beach at Peninsula Road is the nicest one for doing that. There's 2 gray jays up on the very top of that pole. There's one on the wire, and I'm sorry, that's as close as I can get. I might be able to zoom in, but there's one on the top of the pole, and I believe they're gray jays. They could be waxwings, cedar waxwings. Oh, I'll be darned. There is a way to get to the beach, to Peninsula Road from 4 Mile Lake. Apparently, if I just keep following 4 Mile Lake Road, it comes out onto Highway 63, and Peninsula Road is off of Highway 63. I love taking the back roads because there's no traffic. That's number one. And that leads into I can drive much, much slower. I don't have to race. And if I want to put the brakes on to look at something, I can. That was a nice little adventure. I'm in my hammock. I brought my little